Welcome to our channel. Today, you will improve your English a lot by listening to a story. This is a story about one of the most profitable social media platforms in the world. It is a story about legacy, a story about growth, a story about an empire, and a story about evolution. Today you will learn English by listening to how one of the biggest online video empires was built. If you like business and you want to improve your English, this channel is made for you. So subscribe and like the video, so you don't miss the next content. Now let's start our story. In the early days of the internet, things were very different. Watching videos online was not easy. The internet was slow. Websites were not built for video content, and sharing videos with other people was very difficult. Most people could not upload videos in a simple way. Because of this, there was a big problem. People wanted to share moments, ideas, and stories, but they had no easy place to do it. This problem was the beginning of a big opportunity. A new idea was about to change the internet forever. In 2005, 3 men decided to solve this problem. Their names were Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawed Karim. They were not famous at that time. They were engineers, and they worked at a company called PayPal. PayPal was a company that handled online payments, but after working there, they wanted to build something new, something different, something simple. They saw how hard it was to share videos online, and they had a clear idea. What if there was a website where anyone could upload a video, and anyone in the world could watch it? No difficult steps, no complicated systems. Just upload and watch. And now the story starts to get interesting, because what they did next would completely change the internet forever. You might not expect this part, but this is the moment where everything begins to shift. At first, they did not have a big company. They did not have a big team, and they did not even have a perfect product. They only had an idea, a very simple idea. But here is something important. Simple ideas can become very powerful if they solve a real problem. And this idea solved a very real problem, so they started building the website. They worked step by step, testing, fixing, and improving it every day. Nobody outside their small group knew about it yet. It was still private, still small, still unknown. But then something surprising happened, something they did not fully expect. People started to get interested, slowly at first, then more and more. And now listen carefully, because this next moment is where YouTube history truly begins. One single video, just one. But this video would become one of the most important videos in internet history, and what happens next will surprise you. Now we arrive at the first real moment of YouTube, the moment where a simple website becomes something much bigger. And now we enter the part of the story that changes everything. Pay close attention, because this moment will completely change how you see the internet forever. YouTube was still a small website. Very few people were using it. But something important was about to happen. Something simple that would become extremely powerful. At that time, people were starting to discover the internet in a new way. They were not only reading text anymore. They wanted video. They wanted real content, real people, real moments. And YouTube gave them exactly that. A simple place where anyone could upload videos and anyone could watch. No permission needed. No complicated system. Just open access. But here is where the story starts to accelerate. Because when something becomes easy, people use it more. And when people use something more, it grows fast, very fast. Videos started to appear. Not professional videos, not expensive videos, just simple videos from normal people. And this was the beginning of a new type of internet. An internet made by users, not big companies, not TV studios, but normal people. And now listen carefully, because what happens next is something that nobody fully expected, and it will change the entire direction of YouTube. One video started to stand out. It was simple, very simple, but it was different from everything else online at that time. People started sharing it. They sent it to friends. They posted it on forums. They talked about it online, and slowly something powerful happened. The website started to grow without control. More users, more videos, more attention every single day. And now we arrive at a critical moment in this story. The moment where YouTube stops being just a small project and starts becoming a global platform. But here's the interesting part. The founders did not fully understand what was happening yet. They knew it was growing, but they did not know how big it would become. And this is where the real transformation begins. Because when growth becomes too fast, you need something bigger to support it. More servers, more money, more structure, more power. And this problem would soon attract the attention of one of the biggest companies in the world. And now listen carefully, because this next part is where business history changes forever. A company is about to make one of the most expensive decisions in internet history, and almost nobody at that time believed it was worth it. But they were wrong, completely wrong, because what happens next will turn YouTube into a global empire. Let's continue. And now we reach the final part of the story. This is where YouTube becomes something much bigger than anyone expected. Pay close attention, because this moment explains how modern internet business really works. YouTube was growing very fast. Millions of people were visiting the website, watching videos and uploading new content every day. But there was a problem. The company was growing faster than its infrastructure. It needed more servers, more money, and more support to continue operating at this scale. At the same time, other big companies started to notice YouTube. They saw how fast it was growing and how many people were using it. One company in particular understood its value very early. That company was Google. Google was already one of the biggest companies in the world. It controlled search engines and online advertising. But it did not have a strong video platform yet. So in 2006, Google made a decision that would change internet history. They decided to buy YouTube. The price was $1.65 billion. At that time, many people thought this was too expensive. Some investors did not understand why Google would pay so much for a small video website. But Google saw the future. They understood that video would become one of the most important types of content on the internet. After the purchase, YouTube started to grow even faster. Google added strong infrastructure, better servers, and a global system that allowed the platform to scale to billions of users. Then came another big change: monetization. For the first time, creators could make money from their videos using ads. This changed everything again. YouTube was no longer just a website for sharing videos. It became a real business platform. People from all over the world started creating content. Some became famous. Some built companies. Some even became millionaires just by uploading videos. YouTube created a new economy, a creator economy, where attention became valuable and content became a source of income. And this is the most important lesson from this story. Small ideas can become global empires if they solve real problems and reach the right moment in history. Today, YouTube is one of the biggest platforms in the world. Billions of people use it every month. And it all started with a simple idea and a single short video. And now you understand not only the story of YouTube, but also how powerful the internet really is when business and creativity come together. This is the end of the story. But it is only the beginning of your learning.